All right. Oh. Hello again, Heather. You know, I think out of all of these snakes that I got tonight, I am most excited about two of them in particular. And I have their pairs. I have their pairs right here. Yeah. So that there is a male fire het clown. And so I picked up that fire het clown female. And then that there is a female GHI to go with the male GHI that I picked up. Ron, what you do with a thawed mouse or rat if the snake doesn't eat it is you throw it away. Absolutely. Once, like I just recently had to throw away all of my backstock on frozen rats and stuff because I had fed a few of them, but I totally forgot to put everything away. And so they just sat on my countertop defrosting. And once they've defrosted, you can't really begin or defreeze them. In most cases, they are frozen before the decomposition cycle starts to happen, and so once you defrost them, then decomp is able to start, and once that starts, you can't refreeze them. What's up, bud? No. Here you go. I do have a few that are on mice right now, but they are they're pretty much all the ones that I got in the charity auction are all on mice. Thankfully, they are taking frozen mice, so I don't have to try to go off and buy a bunch of those. And then as they grow up a little bit, I'll try to work in some rats and get them switched over and deal with that. But it still surprises me. Like these guys, absolutely fine on frozen thawed mice. A couple of them have been perfect on frozen thawed rats right out of the gate. But this little nugget, right here, my female firefly, this is the third one that I got. Absolutely will not eat anything but live. Not interested in anything except for live. She'll eat a live rat, but she will not eat anything frozen thawed, and she won't eat pre-killed either. You need to eat like normal. Oh. Absolutely, Jay. That's really what it comes down to. As long as my snake eats, I will get whatever it wants, and then eventually I will force it to eat what I want it to eat. And of course, by force it, I mean ask nicely. You guys go out and do any shopping for Black Friday at all? I did, but with a purpose. I went to my local reptile shop and got some new rats. And that's actually where I found the guy that works there. He's getting rid of all of his ball pythons, so he's got 4 left right now. And 2 of them just happen to be a male-female breeding pair for pied. But they're like visual pieds, not het pieds. So I think I'm going to pick those up. And then I did go to Walmart and I picked up all sorts of awesome stuff. But it's all for good stuff. I went and I picked that up. And you don't care about that. And I picked that up. And I picked that up. And I picked that up. Because it's about time that all of my snakes get a label. My feed is sitting on that. No, not excessive. Has to be. Damn YouTube. Although, what Wi-Fi is this computer on? It is on the fast one. I'm gonna custom design mine, especially since I'm working on the Reptikeeper system that is very similar to like Reptile Scan or iHerp or any of these other reptile scanning systems where you get the QR code. Except for mine is going to look much nicer. So now that they're all getting QR codes, it'll be beneficial to have labels on the tubs for them, and even most importantly out of this whole thing is I can get all the information out of my head, because right now I just remember absolutely everything about my snakes. Christmassy. Well, let's make it worse because I did buy one other thing at Walmart. So let's see if I can figure out how to put it together. All right, that is top, the middle. That's the bottom, I think. These come in here. Take the bubble wrap off. Where'd that knife go? This will actually be the first year in my adult life to ever actually put up a Christmas tree. Somewhere. Okay, so that's the end of that. There we go. There's the hell. Okay, so this what's going on, Andy? I got this new hack for YouTube. It makes it suck worse than it already does. Okay, so that side is for that. What the hell? Okay, so that's obviously the back for that. So where's the... Okay, so why is that all like that? That's kind of fucking dumb. Okay, now we know that this side is over here. Well, it's not great, but like I always say, it's good enough for the girls that date. And it's officially Christmas. What up, Bitten? So now that I have this thing put together, I realize why it was like $35. Like, where's all the branches here? Like, trees normally have stuff here. What up, Slash? Jay, you come do it. I'll pay you. Oh, see, that's perfect. Come do it. See, the problem that I have with stuff like, well, really doing anything is I don't own a car. So anytime I go out, I can bring exactly as much with me as I can fit inside of an Uber or a Lyft. So that usually means like big, real trees are kind of out of the question. Mine is mine is like 6.5 feet tall, and after this year will be thrown in the garbage. What up, theory? For real, you should be like you should be like that. No, because if I have to spread these out like every single year, I'm not going to do it. So why let it take up space? I'll just throw it away. And I think I got All right, I got a message back from TaylorMade on a het pied female. So hopefully I'll be picking that one up too. Here, we'll fix it. We'll fix it, Jay. Out of sight, out of mind. Come on, Jay. You mean you don't shave with a straight razor? Nice. I have one of those as well. Although like when I do my line here, I usually use half of one of those blades in my Chevette. Pied female, Genex pied, Coral Glow Mojave het pied girl, and a Coral Glow het pied girl. Nice. I think what do I have that's het pied? So I don't know if they're going to give me the het pied from the auction tonight, but let's see, possible het clown. Which one is het pied? Ah, yeah, my Enchi is het pied, so I need a het pied female for her. Yes. Good night, Heather. Oh, oh yeah, that's the spot. How many snakes are you up to right now, Theory? Nice. That's awesome. What do I have? What do I have het wise that is ready to go? Well, I guess really the only thing that I have het that is ready to go is my male fire het clown. Um, so he's 100% het clown, and he's been paired with my pastel lesser. So that'll make what 50% het clown offspring. Nice. Damn. That's a lot of snakes. I don't think I could fit that many in this little space though. Although I think once I get to that point, um, I'd probably have them in a separate facility anyway. I'm trying to talk the CEO of my company into we've got in the back of our building, we've got like a big giant warehouse that then goes upstairs to where everybody's at and goes into over like the break room and whatnot. And then off to the side of that, there's another smaller warehouse that is just full of a bunch of junk. But within the next year and a half, we're moving offices. So I've got so I'm trying to talk him into like segregating that one smaller part of the warehouse off and then renting it to me. Nice. Yeah. So obviously not right away, but with time, I should be able to help you with that. I've got for what I have coming in, I have the fire het clown female that I got tonight, which will then eventually be paired. And I didn't write down what sizes they are, so I don't remember if she was bigger or not. But then she'll eventually get paired to my fire het clown male. So I've got the possibility of making some super fires, and then of course the clown stuff, which is awesome. Oh, nice. Well, his prices are out freaking outrageous. Big. I know, quality is good or whatever, but I think you can get the same quality for cheaper. Um, I think he's kind of similar to like Justin Kabilka, where they just charge outrageous amounts of money specifically because they know they can. Ooh. I wish I knew what brand this was. The quantity entered is the number. Blah, blah, blah. That's lame. Welcome back. Is it still like looking at 4 screens? Is YouTube still all fucked up? TV products, heat tape. Guess I will do it myself. What up, JLG? Thank you much. Thank you much. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, it's at what? I've got 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And then if they give me the het pied male, it'd be at 29. Plus, I'm going to pick up the het pied female, which will make me at 30. And then if I pick up the um, the pied male and female from the guy at my local shop, that'll put me at what, 32. Hey, Jay Blue Eyes. It's already an expensive collection, but I mean, realistically, I mean, what I bought tonight is, really nothing. Um, nothing too bad. So, yellow belly male, the pistave, the firehead clown, the calico male, which I don't know why I got him, the GHI male, the spider, which I actually gave away, the Mojave male, and then the het pied male, if they end up giving it to me. Although, like I bid like $70 for it, and then Shelly bid 75 for it. So realistically, she got it. But oh, I know. This is what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about $900. And then, what, the last auction I spent like what, $13 or $1,400. And then however else much I've spent. Yeah, I mean, I originally tried to get it for, what was it, like $50. At that it's negligible. But Valerie, or whatever her name is, decided to put her hat in the ring. But I've got enough spider, in my opinion, already. I mean, yeah, I've got what, 200, 200, 350. So right here we're looking at what, 750 in racks. And then I've got extra tubs for everything. All the water dishes, the crazy amounts of cleaner that I go through, the bedding, the Reptichip that's inside, lots and lots and lots of money. But one thing about me is I don't do anything halfway. If I'm going to do it, I'm going all the way. So, hence all of this. Oh, for real. And then we have the whole rats right there. Right, and it would based off the collection, you'd assume that I've been collecting for a while. But realistically, and this is really going to put it into perspective for a lot of people. Get out of your water dish. What are you doing? This right here is Cuddles, and is the first ball python that I bought. No, she's just a normal. She's just a normal. She's actually a PetSmart buy, but she's awesome. So the way that I put this, because I know how PetSmart gets their snakes, is she's a normal het for everything. Because until I breed her to pretty much every recessive gene, she could very well have the gene for all of it. What are you doing? Hi. But like when I got her from PetSmart, she was about 40 grams or so. Wouldn't eat for a few weeks, and then I assist fed her once, and she's been one crazy eater ever since. Yes, yes, they do. Working overtime. You hear that? You make me work too hard. When are you going to pull your weight? Alrighty, Jennifer. But yep, that's the first snake that I got. So realistically, I've only been keeping like what I've been here for a total of about 5 months. Me, a little bit of both. So I do buy a bunch of frozen thawed, and every now and then I will buy some live for the few that only eat live. But the reason for that is that rack right there is what I've got. So I just don't have enough to really breed to take care of this whole thing. Good night, Jennifer. Cold-blooded cafe. Yeah, so there basically is no such thing as a fancy rat. It's like there's no fancy mice. Realistically, all that is like PetSmart, or back when PetSmart and Petco used to sell those, they named them as fancy rats so that they could charge more money for them. Hey, you got to start somewhere, JLG. I'm thinking I'll probably build at least one more rack myself with the big. Yeah, same thing. Fancy ball pythons. Like, I've never heard of a morph called fancy. Right? It's really just their way of being able to charge more money for them to people that have no clue what the fuck they're buying. You know, so it's like Cuddles that I just had out. I paid what, like $90 for her. For a normal, that's pretty high. That I'm not sure. I have just your standard run-of-the-mill idiot rats. I mean, I've spent well, they are all my favorite, but right now, honestly, I would say that the nicest is probably Rose. Nope, that is a super Mojave that is 66% het for albino. And so I actually have her. So I have her, and I can pair her with him. So this is Jack. He is a Mojave Spider that's 100% het for albino. And I've got this guy, which is a Mystic. So with this Mystic and her, I can make the Mystic Potion. I think. I can't remember what all goes into that, but I believe that's what it is. I might need something else. Oh, yes, the Phantom, which is actually why I was looking into getting the Mystic Phantom that was going out, that was out tonight. I just didn't want to spend that much for him. Do I have a lot of hets? Not really. So I've got a couple of het clown males. I've got an Enchi het pied male, and then I've got the two het albinos, and those are all the hets that I've got. Actually, wait, nope, that is a lie. Da, da, da. There we go. Oh, shush up. So I've got this guy here, which is a yellow belly or gravel, 100% het for hypo. And I have this girl, which is an Enchi yellow belly or gravel, 100% het for hypo as well. Both of those are ZTK snakes, so they were a breeding pair. or they will be a breeding pair once they grow up. Check this Enchi out. Yeah, they really were tonight, Theory, and that's part of why I didn't bid as much. They were about 25% off of market value, if maybe a little more than that. And if it's going to be that close, I'm just going to go. I haven't seen what it does with Clown, but this guy is, and actually he's het pied, so I wouldn't be able to see it off of him. But I like what NG does to a lot of different genes. What else do we have? And that guy, he's one of my hets. So that's obviously a banana, but he's a banana Mojave that is 50% het for Clown. He's looking particularly nice. He just went through a shed. Oh, what do we got here? That's the pastel leopard. What's that, bud? This one will be fun to play with eventually. That is my my orange dream female. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too, Theory. I would love to play with some confusion, Jay. I just can't afford any confusion. So I'd have to like find somebody local that has it and then find out where they live and then steal it. What are you doing? You can't come out. Where do you live? There you live. Yeah, I mean, I think the gene really only the price can only triple if people are willing to pay that price. If people triple the price on something and people just quit buying it, they're gonna have to reduce it. Whoa. But my the GHI that I got, I'm looking forward to that to match with my female GHI that I have here. Try to go for those supers. Yeah, mahogany to me makes sense for a little bit of a price increase, not just because of JKR though, but because of the rejuvenation that it does to like the Panda Pied project. You have much less issues with virtually the exact same effect from like the black pastel with the mahogany. Yep. Got to go for the Super GHI. Nice. I'll eventually get some mahogany in my collection, but probably not. Honestly, I could use some breeder size anything. Like I buy all sorts of babies, which is great. I love feeding them and watching them grow up, but I've got two females that are of size. I need more. Like pretty much every single one of my females is going to be for all 2018 hatchlings. So it's going to be, until like what, 2021. We have Chrissy. Which she is my wonderful pastel lesser. How much? You are big. And we have Cindy, which is my pastel. You want to go back to your home? I don't mind pulling them out. Ooh, that's not good, Theory. That's sad. I haven't really come up with any specific projects to really do. I just know a few things that I don't want to do, and then do everything else. I do not. $1,200. Um, I think she was rightfully pissed. That's a crap ton of money. Yeah, I mean that's definitely the goal. Um, I mean, even with that, so like, what is it? So like my Super Mojave and my Mojave male that are both het albino, if she proves out, because she's only 66% het for albino, so if she proves out as albino and I get some, then I have the like 6% chance of creating the cherry bomb. And so proving her out on that isn't the easiest way. Honestly, I think the easiest way would probably be to prove her out with an albino male. Nice. I would love to get some lavender. So the red-eyed leucistic. So if I get a super Mojave that's albino, that's a cherry bomb. If I do anything else within the Bell complex, so a Mojave lesser, a lesser, or any of the other stuff, anything within the Bell complex that's not a super Mojave that also has the albino gene, a visual albino gene, is a red-eyed leucistic. I can I um, so yeah, you hopefully you can see that. Um, they look kind of awesome. So yes and no, JLG. A cherry bomb is specifically a super Mojave or an albino super Mojave. Um, red-eyed leucistic is any other combination within the Bell complex that is also albino. I don't know why somebody decided that is the case, but that's how it's always been explained to me. Yeah, I think I definitely need to get some albino, some more albino in my collection theory. Right now, I've got what the Mojave spider het albino male. He's 100%. And then I've got the Super Mojave female that's 66% het, and that's the only albino. So I think I do want to get like a visual albino on both sides. I'll just start combining albino with everything. I'll come up with some like albino super GHI BPI exanthic. I don't know. Hey, Shelly. What's a snowball? You mean like going outside, grabbing some snow, packing it into a little ball shape? Xanthic albino, that would be awesome. When I went to the local shop, they had this sign for an Xanthic ball python for like $129. It was a sub-adult. I totally wanted to buy it, and he was like, "You're too late. I sold it like 5 minutes ago." But then I found out that it was a TSK Xanthic, and I wasn't too distraught after that. Definitely VPI for me, I think. Mainly because VPI seems to hold its color a lot better and a lot longer than like TSK or any of the other lines. So what do you mean? I don't have a pouch. Unless this is the pouch. Yeah, there's a ton of VPI Xanthics. I just don't want to go look for them, Shelly. Okay, that is... That is not the pouch. Where in the hell do you find... Okay, those are literally sheets. Yeah, I think I think Matt from Olympus works with TSK mostly, doesn't he? Oh. Yeah, Olympus has grown quite a bit, JLG. Um, and I still watch his stuff from time to time. I'm still a subscriber, but I definitely don't just like watch everything that he does. Hmm, that's cool. Hmm. I think. I think he does quite a bit. Still for the normal stuff. But I do get what you mean, Shelley, and I think it's kind of the case with a lot of people once they blow up to the point where like he is, uh, where you have so many subscribers that an extra one or two doesn't really matter. Um, you kind of think you're hot shit at that point, maybe. I don't know. Um, I know for me, like I don't value my channel based on how many people I have. Same thing in life. I'm not one of the people that has to have a lot of friends. I want quality friends, and as a result, I don't have very many friends because most people are just shitty. So I would much rather. Same thing with the channel. I would much rather have a quality of people subscribing than a quantity of people. If I never make money, or if I never get to the point where I can monetize my channel, so the fuck what? I don't know. Out of the jungle reptiles, start breeding rats before you breed snakes. Um, in order to like, for my collection that I have now currently on site, in order to keep up with the weekly demand, I would need triple the amount of rats that I currently have. And the cost involved alone in just getting set up to that size is like astronomical, to the point where it actually makes it cheaper for me to just buy my rats instead of trying to breed them. But I am still breeding them, at least for now. I may quit after some time. Cute. um, GLG, there is, let me see if I can find it real quick. There is a website. Oh, no, that's not it. Do, 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 do. Ooh, I have a YouTube. I have a chat message from the guy at some point somewhere. Do, 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 do. All right, here we go. Really, really, really horrible website. But it actually has a couple of DIY things on there. One of which is a rat rack. And if what I remember is correct, like he gives you like all of the cuts and everything to make. He also has a, and I haven't looked at it, but he has explanation on a humane euthanasia method for the rats, so a gas chamber for the rats. Um, he's got an incubator hatch cam running, which is kind of cool. But really crappy website, but it does have some good information on it. Realistically, Shelly, the web address was for JLG mostly, but it could be for pretty much anybody. It has some DIY stuff on there for like if you're interested in building your own rat rack. He gives the entire cut list available for that. And it's a decent little rat rack. I mean, it's nothing like pretty like mine, but it is a cut list at any rate. As far as the tubing goes, JLG, let me move some of this stuff out of the way and see if I can take you guys into the bedroom. Unplug, hopefully. There we go. Whoa. So not everything is going to be needed. And I do have lights in here. All right. All right, so here is, of course, my rat rack. So I, of course, have the bucket. And I just got a U-line bucket. And then I've got this piece here, which is a quick disconnect. And then there's an inline filter. And that's basically it. And so I've got these clips, right? So I've got half-inch of mesh there, so the rats can't get through it or do anything like that. And these clips keep everything except for this piece out of the enclosure, so they can't actually get to any of the tubing to chew on that. And then the way this works, and there's a couple of different ways that you can actually get water out of it. Right, so they can push up, and as you can see, there's water. But really what happens is as they flip their tongue, it lets water out. So it's just kind of flipping this little nozzle back and forth that lets the water come out. I've got some of these little guys. Oh, my camera is not up there anymore. So I've got a few of these little hoppers, almost weaned. I still see them nursing every now and then. I've got a couple of little ones like this, and they actually just open their eyes. I've got a male and a female paired here. I have a male and a female paired here. I've got a male and two females paired here, and I have a male and a female paired here. So I've got some stuff being worked on, but nothing major. That was kind of funny, and I hope not, Shelly, because I don't have any snakes that are hungry tonight. Yeah, no, crazy enough. So crazy enough, all of the females that I have are not. So I started with 3 females and 1 male. All 3 of those females are now dead. 2 of them died because they bit me, and 1 of them died naturally because she was a little bit old when I got her. So all of these babies are actually, or all of these moms are producing babies, but all of these moms are babies from those original 3. So that's awesome. I'm the same way theory. Although I also found a way that that I can respawn straight from the creator thingamajigger. Yes, all of these babies were my holdbacks. Although this is what's crazy. Let me show you something. All right. This pretty girl here is Penelope. We've seen Penelope on one of my other videos. She's one of the babies that I produced. Um, and as you can, let me, come on. So, very well behaved. But look at her markings, and then one of her babies. And so Penelope being a good girl, and then this is her little son. Hi, Mama. Huh. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, here in San Diego, there is one shop where you can buy live rats. Um, no other place actually sells them. It also happens to be, well, I guess you could go to PetSmart and Petco or whatever and buy frozen thawed, but that would be really expensive. So it's also the only local shop um, where you can buy frozen thawed. Penelope. TLG, if I remember correctly, um, my rack actually comes from out your way. Not a Kentuckiana. What's going on? No, that rack right there. What's up, little baby? What are you doing, Penelope? Ah, ah. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Hey, that's the same thing with my job, Shelley. I take a nap every single day at work. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Ow. No, I don't get the anal glaucoma thing, Shelley. Not too much. Here. Ow. Did we take and put you back? Huh? Oh, how about you too? Come on, little babies. There you go. Oh. All right. Have a good night, JLG. Yeah, I'm already done with that. Why in the hell would you go to Kentucky? Ain't nothing in Kentucky. Well, then do the same thing that I tell with my mom. Like, my mom's in Utah. I tell her not to be in Utah. Is Gary, Indiana still the like murder capital of the world? I want to move there. Yeah, I'm not sure I will ever do venomous collection. I mean, I'll do hognose, but they're not venomous, so. Only he will argue that point all day long, but he would be incorrect all day long too. Andy is DEA Exotics, Shelley. Yeah, no worries, Shelley. You know, like you, I bid 70 and you bid 75. It was definitely within time. Um, so you know whether or not you get it, I get it, or they give it to somebody completely different. Because I guess Heather had Leatherneck marked down as winning that one. So who knows? Kentuckiana. I mean, really, you have to think about it. In order to inject venom, you have to have something hollow, right? So most venomous snakes have like a hollow fang. Um, the the hognose does not have that. Um, the boom slang also does not have that. But the one thing that the boom slang has that the hognose does not is it has a hollow channel on the outside of its fangs, um, and that's how it injects its venom. Whereas, like with the hognose, the saliva itself is the venom, but it's really more of a toxic, just a normal toxin as opposed to like a neurotoxin that you would expect from a venomous snake. Corals, I wouldn't say are venomous either. I don't know enough about that aspect of things, but I wouldn't say they are necessarily venomous either. Right? I mean, you have to think like you're the way I see it, and how I think most of science sees stuff is there are three different things that everybody kind of mixes up, and that is venomous, poisonous, and toxic. right? So venomous being if it bites you and you die, it's venomous. Poisonous, if you bite it and you die, it's poisonous. Um, Aside from that, it would be more toxic. Um, so toxic being like you're not going to die from it, but you may have like some sort of a reaction, right? So like a bee sting, kind of toxic, but they gave it a word, it's stinging you. But it's not a poison, and it's not really a venom. It's a toxin. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Um, until then, I'll keep with the current definition of the words as defined, in the dictionary, and everything along with that. Um, Technically, this makes number four, although one of them was a 20 ounce, and these ones are 16. It doesn't taste like NyQuil, although NyQuil does have a pretty good taste. Yeah, Shelly, you definitely shouldn't be smoking crystal. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about like the Gila monsters or corals or anything like that. Um, hognose is uh like scientific name or whatever, like literally means different fanged or some shit like that. Um, and it's just like like the hognose and the boom sling, for instance, right? Like the boom sling, like I don't think that they can really be compared just because they're both like classified as like colubrids or whatever. But like the boom slang really can't be compared to anything except for the boom slang because it's the only um, it's the only one of its genus um, in existence. No. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Let's see. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So 29, although if they end up giving me the het pied, then yes, I'll be at 30. But I'm also going to pick up a het pied female from somewhere else. So that gives me 31. And then if I pick up the two pied from, so the pied male and the pied female from my dude at my reptile shop, then that'll put me at 33. But he also has a banana that he's getting rid of. So that would put me at 34. I don't know. All right, so there's that. So yeah, that puts me at 30. Now, Kentuckiana, based on my collection here, how long would you say I've been keeping snakes? You'd be correct. Although soon I'm gonna get rid of this rack and this rack, and I'm just gonna have a bunch of these, and then get the CB70 racks. I think this was my first rack that I got off Craigslist. This was the second one that I got off OfferUp. Yeah, although if I do use the iris tubs, then I'll use my Dremel, and I may actually try it anyway, but I'll use my Dremel, like that little lip that's on the bottom of the iris tubs, I'll Dremel it off. But ultimately, I think I'll pick up the FB70 tubs. The only thing is with like the Freedom Breeder tubs, it's like a tighter fit. I don't know. Maybe it was you that was telling me that. I don't know if it was a tighter fit, like depth wise, or a tighter fit width wise or height wise. Yeah, angle grinder will definitely do that. I guess you still have about the same amount of control. Oh, height only is the difference. I don't know if I'd really want to spend the time like pushing in my tubs though. It's not too bad. I mean, it's enough to make it a little difficult, a little tighter push. What up, all time? Yeah, I don't know. I might end up once I've got another VE6 rack on the way, so that'll actually get stacked up here, which will replace this rack completely. I'll be able to get that out of the way, and then I'm gonna order. The CV70 rack, and I think I'll probably go with the Iris tubs, at least initially, and just kind of see what I think. Local breeders for what, all time? Yeah, yeah, that's actually what this one is. That's what this one is. Kentuckiana is a VE6 rack, and I have another VE6 rack and a work table thing ready to go. So I expect that. I expect the second VE6 rack to come like next week sometime. I've talked to Ed. Yeah, I really like the VE6. And obviously I've got the 11 quart tubs in this one. And the one that's coming also has the 11 quart tubs, but I love the fact that I can then get the subadult tubs in there as well without having to go off and buy a brand new rack. I've talked to TGH a couple of times, all time. I don't think really there's a whole lot of, at least part of our community, available here. But I've met a couple of people locally that, from like buying a snake off of Craigslist or whatever that have been local breeders. I don't remember why I was looking for local breeders or any of that stuff, though, all time. Yeah, that's one thing that I really don't like about the rat rack, because that's a TGR rack, and that thing shakes and wobbles like crazy. Um, I like that this one is as sturdy as it is. The only thing that I could think that I could that would make this better, um, even if they sold it a as an extra piece, is a platform for the bottom, so that you've got, because like both the top and the bottom have the notches cut out. So being able to do a platform on the bottom so that the very bottom one can have a flat, like be completely flat. Um, that I think would be awesome. Yeah, but I can't buy 20 of them at a time. But yeah, this once I get the second VE6 rack, it's actually going to replace uh, this entire rack, and then the two snakes that are right here, they'll they'll go right there temporarily. Yeah, yeah. You're talking when you mount them vertically, yeah? Yeah. So I did buy so I bought the second VE6 rack that should be this week. And that work shelf should also be here this week. And then at the same time, I ordered the VE 300X2 thermostat, so that then both of these, this whole rack will be run on the same thermostat. I really like these because they're shorter than I thought that they were going to be. So when I stack it, I should still be able to, with as short as I am, I should be able to still reach the top shelf, so I don't have to get a step stool. Nice. Yeah, right now my rack has, like, I only have power, or I have power on that wall, and then I have power right here. So I've got power in the center of the wall. So I do have, really one entry point, or one point for it. Um, so I've just got, since I only have the three racks, I've just got like a little power strip of three. But I do have a bigger power strip waiting. Yeah. How tall does the TGR racks get when you have them double stacked? Right, because this one, this one's going to be a little over 5 feet with those, with the VE6s. because it's like each one is like 2 feet 6 inches tall. So it's going to be, yeah, about 5 feet tall total. Five 5'9". I'm like 5'6" total. So I could still reach it. But it would be, yeah, definitely wouldn't be able to see inside of it. Which I don't know if I would really be willing to do. Not being able to see inside. So I like the reptile basic stuff. I think as time goes, I'll fill out that whole wall with reptile basic stuff. Ah. So yeah, you're 5'9", and you can't see into it. So I'm like 5'6". So yeah, the TJR is going to be a little bit too tall for me. This one is going to be pretty close to my maximum without getting a step stool anyway. Yeah, that would be awesome. 'Cause that'll make it so that I know, like, because my biggest issue with being where I'm at is the ceiling fan there. But I mean, as long as, like, what's my total height? Where did I just put my tape? Come on. Right, so I mean, we're looking at like a 7-foot height to the bottom of the blades on the fan. So I think for most cases, I should be good. Productive. Good night, Shelly. $63.50, and I definitely don't do any of the casters. So 63.5 is a little over 5 feet. It's not bad. So with that, not only can I see into the top tub, I can still see the thermostat too. Yeah, it definitely would make moving them easier. Big thing for me, since I want to get rid of both of these racks anyway, and just go with these. Um, I'm actually going to build uh, kind of basically wooden boxes for them to sit in. Um, but those wooden boxes will have doors on them with locks. Um, they'll pretty much always be open, except for when the apartment people need to come in. Then I'll close them. But I haven't figured out what wood I want to use and how I'm going to get that to the house. And I definitely haven't begun doing any measurements. Um, so yeah, I'll I'll figure that out in time. I figure I'll start with the which is the one piece going up there, and then go further as I get more. I'm in San Diego. No, I figure I would once I have everything measured out and all that sort of stuff, I would probably order it pre-cut online and then just kind of uh, put it together. And then any of the edges that I want to make, like mitered cuts or anything like that, I would actually order that pre-cut just a little bit longer. Um, I just don't know exactly what I want to build. I figure the base will probably be a little bit of plywood, and maybe like some 1x1s, um, maybe a 1x2, and then going up. Since there's not going to be any real weight on it, I could do like a 1x1 or whatever. But I do want something for the outer shell. I want something that's going to be a nice wood that I can do like a stain on, or something like that, just to bring out like the natural richness of the wood. And I will be right back.